The Root Riders are still dominating the meta, especially in hard mode. Let's see them in action in this incredibly close matchup. See if Na'Vi can turn it around and play like themselves today. The first attack is in. We've got Diego kicking it off for Electros. We do have a Spirit Walk from the left side of the base. We got boots and balls on the King, new equipment on the Queen. Couple of invis here, trying to get the RC to go up towards that scatter, which she does. Is he going to have to use an extra one here to make her go to the Fire Spitter? No, he's going to go with a recall, gets that corner cleared out. Alright. Let's see what's next. Got an Earthquake from the top side of the base. Ice Golem, King, Queen, Log Launcher. Alright. Hero dive from 12 o'clock. Probably see the Root Riders from the top right side of the base joining up with the heroes. Or I might even send them from the top left since that funnel's been set. And that gives him a bit more direct pathing, but we'll have to see what the plan's going to be here. Pops the King's ability. King goes down to Phoenix. Log Launcher still going in. It is going to be the top right for the Root Riders to make their way into the base. Ice Golems on defense are certainly going to slow things down. We got the Poison on the Furnace over the Clan Castle. It has already been dealt with. One Ice Golem going down. Root Riders still pushing their way in. Royal Champion making her way in with the Roots as well. Alright. This is kind of a long way to the Town Hall, but it's not too bad, especially with the Fire Spitters kind of facing away from the troops as they make their way in. Got the Yetis out of the Log Launcher, helping the Queen from the top side of the base. The Overgrowth on the left is going to cover up that other Fire Spitter, which could potentially hit these troops. Drops in a Skelly Spell to tank. It's going to tank the Prince, the Ricochet Cannon, and the Monolith here. Town Hall shots flying in. Down goes the Town Hall. The Royal Champion picked it up with the Rocket Spear. Couple of Headhunters moving in to help take care of this Prince. We're going to go with a freeze. He's all out of spells. He still has the Queen's ability. She actually went back out and is wrapped all the way around to that 9 o'clock corner. So the Queen's wrapping around the backside with her ability. This is really not looking too bad here. We can get rid of that. There we go. Everything's pushing down to the bottom side. We got the Builder Hut. Down it goes. Pops Queen's ability. Giant coming out. The Queen's got her clones to help out here as well. Alright, it's going to come down to the Fire Spitter and the Expo. It's not looking too bad here for Mr. Diego. Troops moving in. The last few buildings are going down, and it's going to be a triple to start off this match for Team Electros. An early strike against Na'Vi. Nicely done here to Diego. That's exactly the start they needed to have in this matchup. All right, here we go. First attack for Na'Vi. Can they match the first triple from Electros? We'll see. Royal Champion in from the bottom left is going to be another Root Rider attack. We're going to see a lot of these today. RC making her way through the Expo. She'll go over to the Gear Tower. Next invis is down. The RC and the Fox are both kind of low at the moment. That Giga Bomb's going to be a problem, but he's going to recall before she walks into that, and that also keeps the Fox alive. That's going to help out quite a bit later on. We got that Queen on the left side. Root Riders moving in from 9 o'clock. Here we go. We're going to push straight into that Town Hall compartment. Drop the Royal Champion back in. King's on the top side of the base. He's going to get the outside funneled. Keep all these troops inside of the base. We do have the snakes on the King, so those are going to help out as well. Oh, the King comes back around, so he's just going to kind of join up with everything here. We do have the troop launcher from the left, the barrel of monkeys flying over the top. A little bit of support from some extra troops here, hanging on to the Warden's ability for now. He's going to go ahead and pop it. Keep everything protected, get everything healed back up now that the Town Hall is out of the way. We do have both Fire Spitters firing at these troops, so hopefully we can get these down relatively soon. Goes with an Overgrowth on the right side. Down goes the first Fire Spitter. Now we just have one more to get through. Does have a freeze to use if he wants to, and he's going to go ahead and freeze up that Fire Spitter. It's going to be a lot of damage, and he's able to get through that. We have a Skelly Spell left in the bag. We got Queen, King, and RC all with abilities. Even has a an Ice Golem still in the bag too. So he's just being very patient with these extra troops. Just going to try to support the army as it slowly makes its way through the base. The Root Riders do open up to that Royal Champion compartment with the Scatter and the Ricochet Cannon. That's going to help out, get these Yetis in there to try to take some of these buildings down. It's not looking too bad here for Gaku. Royal Champion moving across the top side of the base. Alright, looks like he did pop the Queen's ability, so she's moving through. Down goes the enemy RC. We're checking equipments again for some reason in the middle of the attack. Alright. Giant moving through, getting through the Ricochet Cannon. RC there to help out. We got the Electro Boots. It's going to help get through these Teslas quicker. It's looking good. 45 seconds. The only thing that could be potentially an issue is going to be time. Rocket Spear from the Royal Champion. We got that back end Ice Golem. That's going to help out tremendously here as it distracts some defenses. Going to free some of these defenses up for a bit. We do have that multi in the core, though. That's going to be something to be a little bit concerned about. We have that spiky ball with the Barbarian King whenever he's ready to pop it. That's going to help get through some of these buildings a little bit faster. Royal Champion gets through the Prince just barely with the help of the healers there. Spiky ball bouncing through, hits all the buildings, so they're all damaged. 18 seconds, but it is going... Oh, the RC died. And the Giga Bomb goes off. Oh, man, this is going to be really close. The Root Rider needs to get up there quickly. The King needs to get through these walls. Okay, he's able to get through, but 8 seconds left. The storage is low. Can he get through in time? 3, 2... 1 second, and it's gonna be a 99 fail for Gaku. Oh my goodness, he only needed another second there. Let's see what Rigo's bringing to the table. It's gonna be Root Riders yet again. Royal Champion from the top right side of the base. He's gonna do a small Spirit Walk here, and then he does have the recall. Just trying to get a few of these defenses out of here. Boots and balls for the King. Queen's got the mirror and the healer puppet. Then Rocket Spear with the boots for the RC. You see Sneezy yet again for the Grand Warden. Seeing Sneezy quite a bit, which is good. It's always nice to see the new things getting utilized. Maybe one of these days we'll actually see somebody use the thrower. Imagine. Alright, King moving in from the bottom. Queen's going to be able to get through that storage. And I believe she's just going to follow the King down to the bottom. Pops the Earthquake Boots. It's going to open the walls up, give the Queen access to the Town Hall. Headhunter, Ice Golems out of the defensive CC. The Headhunter's slowing down the King a lot. Finally able to take the Headhunter down. And we do have the Furnace there as well. But he's got the poison on the Furnace, so no big deal. Okay. King gets the Town Hall secured. Got 2 minutes left on the clock. It's been a fairly long hero entry here, so he's going to want to get things moving relatively soon. Alright, let's see. It's going to start the Siege Barracks at the bottom side of the base. What's the Expo on? Okay, it's on the P.E.K.K.A. I wasn't sure there for a moment if it was on the P.E.K.K.A. or on the Siege Barracks itself. But luckily it is on the P.E.K.K.A., so he doesn't have to worry about losing all those wizards. Root Riders are moving through full send from the bottom side of the base. Queen's still alive. She's used her ability in the core. She's got the healers there, keeping her alive, but the Monolith locks on, so she probably won't be up for too much longer. But he's going to go with the Invis just to keep her alive. I think that's a good call there. The Giga Bomb's going to go off. Queen taking a lot of damage still. Gonna beat on a wall here in a little bit. Actually, everything's dipped out to the left. The pathing here is looking really wonky. I was expecting all the troops to go through that multi-inferno into the core, but now, with everything moving off to the left, that monolith might be a problem. But the RC actually goes up, and she's gonna go for the monolith and get that taken care of. That's actually gonna be huge here for Rigotorres, because if that monolith stayed up, that was gonna be a big problem. But he gets it taken care of. Overgrowth on the backside of the base. Covers up an Expo and Scattershot up there. Alright, RC still making her way through. Root Rider still pushing through on the left. It's not looking too bad. 45 seconds to work with. He still has a Rage in the bag to use. Here's his last freeze as well. Giga Bomb, or not Giga Bomb, Giant Bombs are going off. He's got a bunch of them there on that left side. Looks like that's where the trap was for the Royal Champion charge, but he didn't fall for it. Rage spell leading in. Ricochet Cannon getting lots of shots in. It's going to do a lot of damage. Down goes the Royal Champion. This could be a bit problematic here. We still have the Queen moving it through. He was able to keep her alive for quite a while. Ricochet Cannon goes down. The enemy Queen's going to go down here shortly. There she goes. Baby Dragon on the top side. Ground Expo trying to work through the Root Rider. It will be able to get through it. But that Queen's still alive. 7 seconds though on the clock. Time's going to be ticking away. And this is going to be a defense for Na'Vi. It's going to be high percentage again. This time a 98%. Man, these fails. That percentage is getting up there. But that's actually really good for Na'Vi. Nice PFG hat. Yes, sir. Figured it was a hat day because it's chilly, so we're rocking the PFG gear. Here we go. Next attack. Klaus is in. Like I said, they have to triple. Otherwise, they cannot take advantage of the defense they just got, and they're going to be behind by a star. So Team Electros looking for that defense. The Royal Champion moving in. Gets the Scattershot. It's going to be another short charge. Well, he's got a lot more invis than the previous attacks had, so it's not going to be quite as short. Grabs the Expo. Gets through the Builder Hut. Does have the recall to use a little bit later on, but he's going to go ahead and pop the ability for the Royal Champion. Push her through some of these lower defenses. Work her way through the... Ooh, look at all the Giant Bombs. Is that Fox dead? It might be. I'm not sure. Okay, I still see it there. Never mind. Fox is still alive. That ORC's getting pretty good value, though, especially for a shorter charge. There's the recall. Pulls her out of danger. He's even able to keep that Fox alive, which is going to be huge. Log launcher from the right side of the base. Barbarian King's going to continue up to the left. He's got that wall break on the corner, so the King can move in for that scatter shot. Log launcher's lined up perfectly to get damage onto the fire spitter as well, and that poison tower, of course. Get the walls opened up and the Yetis out of there. We'll be able to get pretty good value. And then here we go with the Root Riders from the left side of the base. All right, full send. Sending everything in from that left. He's going to move in towards the Fire Spitter, which the King is distracting at the moment. Pops the King's ability. Earthquake Boots going off. Moving everything on into the core. Actually pulled the CC troops with the log launcher. The Yeti Mites trying to get through some of these buildings. They do get the Fire Spitter out of the way and the Poison Tower. Can they get the Multi-Inferno as well? The Ice Golem freezes up the Yeti Mites. So it's staying standing for now, but there we go. We got more moving through. Down goes the Multi. Now we got to worry about this Town Hall. We still have a few Root Riders moving into the Town Hall compartment. We still have Queen's ability. We got a freeze to use as well. Probably save that for as late as possible. Town Hall drops. We do have a Skelly Spell distracting the Monolith. Tornado Trap spinning some things around, but the Monolith does go down. A couple of Super Barbs for the top side. They're going to distract the Multi-Archer Tower for a little bit. Take some of that damage off of these troops in the middle. Alright, then we got the Giant. Hopefully it beats a good wall here to get everything through. And it looks like it should hit the junction there, so that works out perfectly. Alright. Queen's going to follow in with the Giant. Actually, there's still a Root Rider alive too, so that's going to open up the walls even faster. Ice Golem from the top side. These back-end Ice Golems are coming in clutch. Freezing up all these defenses. We got 34 seconds. I don't think time's going to be an issue this time. And he still has a freeze for that Ricochet Cannon. It's just a matter of having enough power to get through everything, which I think he's got plenty of power to get it done. And Klaus is going to get the 3-star here for Na'Vi. And that's going to put them in the lead by 1 building. Nicely done to Klaus, and this is going to be an incredibly close match. I like it. And it's going to be Root Riders. Okay. But this time it looks like he's going for a Fireball. The Angry Jelly on the Warden. Okay. Skelly Spell to do some tanking here as the Warden moves in. He's just going to be patient. We'll see what value he's going to try to go for. Does have the 2 Earthquakes as expected with the Fireball. Through the air defense. He's got that mortar on the left side. It could be a bit of a tricky spot here. And this Warden does seem like it takes a bit of time. I mean, in hard mode, it definitely does take a bit longer. The Angry Jelly is no longer angry, so no longer targeting defenses, but we got the Invis. We got the Fireball. The Earthquakes takes out that compartment there with the Fire Spitter and the Inferno Tower. And gets a Spell Tower down as well. And then here we go with the Queen. Ice Golem from the bottom side of the base. Going to help do a little bit of tanking. Sure thing. And Root Riders are in. Here we go. But Ice Golem didn't really get any value. I mean, it tanked the Expo for a few seconds, but I feel like it was a little bit too early. Because that freeze didn't do anything to help him out. But we do have the King on the left side with the Snakes to move through and clear out some of these outside trash buildings. Make sure the Root Riders stay inside. So he wants them to path right down through this Town Hall compartment. Going to go with a freeze over the Town Hall. We got some troops coming out of the CC, including the Furnace, which of course has that poison right over top of it. If these guys started running like rocket balloons with the Furnace, I think it'd be doing way better on defense. I said it all day yesterday. I'll keep saying it again today, because I think it's true. I'm pretty sure it's true. We still have troops coming in from the troop launcher. The Barrel of Monkeys still flying through the air. Get through the Town Hall, everything pushing into the backside of the base. The Overgrowth keeping that Fire Spitter shut down for a bit. It's also on top of 2 Inferno Towers, but it does wear off here. And everything's going to push kind of to the outside of the base. So the pathing here is going to get a little bit wonky. Alright, let's see. How many Root Riders are even... Are there any Root Riders? I don't think there are. I'm not seeing any. Looks like the Root Riders have all gone down. He does still have a Rage. He still has 3 hero abilities as well. There's the Rage leading into the Fire Spitter. He's going to have to pop the RC here very shortly. There we go. RC's ability is going off. Trying to utilize the Rage to get through some of these defenses. Rocket Balloons on the back end. That's actually going to come in clutch. Going to take out that Ricochet Cannon on the back side of the base. Down goes the Royal Champion in the core. That core multi is going to be a bit of a headache because he doesn't really have a good way to beat through walls right now, except for the Giant that just spawned in from the Queen's ability, but I'm not sure if it's going to be up for long enough to do anything. The Monolith's there. The Prince is there. This is going to be a defense. Nice try to loop, but he's going to fall just a bit short in this attack. And that's going to be very good for Na'Vi here. We'll see if they can capitalize on yet another defense. Very nice try, though, for Loope. But here we go. Kazuma with the first non-Root Rider attack of the day. And like I said, it is Dragons. So we'll see how this does here. See if Na'Vi can take advantage of yet another defense. At the moment, we're all tied up at 5 stars apiece. Alright, Royal Champion from the top side of the base. Actually, no, that score is not accurate. It's 7 stars right now for Electros. Royal Champion trying to make her way through the gear tower on the right side. Does have 6 more invis after that one. Alright, she'll make her way in. The Skelly's actually kind of pulled her to the left a little bit. It's going to use the invis to push her back to the right. Get her through the builder hut, and then he wants to get the scatter shot out of the way. She goes back to the left again, though. She really wants to go left. She's going to get through the multi-inferno tower, another invis down, get her through the expo, and then that single inferno in the core. It's going to pop the ability, make her go fast. She's actually heading towards the town hall, at least in that general direction. She's going to go back to the right now, though. Get through the fire spitter, get through the scatter shot. It's going to be good value. Can she get it before she goes down? And not. Oh, she does, just barely. Oof. All right, the last shot gets it. Let's see what's going to be next here for Kazuma. Baby Dragon at 12 to finish up the funneling up there. He's actually got a lot of base out of the way. He did use the Queen as well and a few other troops to get through, but that's still pretty good value. And now we have great pathing for the dragons with the blimp over the top for the town hall. Here we go. Pops the Warden's ability, keeps everything protected. Oh, that blimp actually had taken a lot of damage before that ability went off. But it does make it in. Got, looks like a dragon and some balloons out of the CC. Okay. Still have a lot of dragons moving through. Still have the prince moving through as well. Baby dragon on the left side to try to get a little bit of funneling. He's got a few back-end rocket balloons to use somewhere. Probably try to use them to pick off the air defense. He's got the wizard tower in the way, though, so I'm not sure that that's necessarily the idea. Nice balloon on the right side. Actually pulls the tornado trap, so he's not going to have to worry about that later on, slowing down his army. He's got one ice golem still to deal with on the top side. The dragon's going to be able to deal with that outside of any defenses. So have quite a few dragons moving through. It's looking pretty good. Still have the prince ability. All right. And then just that one air defense and the monolith, of course, are going to be the biggest issues. There's the rocket balloons moving in. They do take out the air defense. Beautifully done. Prince ability going off. The monolith, however, is still alive. He needs to find a way to get through that as quickly as possible, or it's going to pick everything off. The Sneezy's doing a great job tanking it with the boogers that it's spawning. But now the boogers are going down. The balloons are moving in. Everything's still just skipping around that monolith. That's a bit concerning, but here we go. Everything's starting to move back in. Get rid of the Dark Elixir drill, and now everything can focus on the monolith. 22 seconds left to go. He should have plenty of time for cleanup, and I think he's got it. It's looking good for Kazuma, and it's looking great for Na'Vi as they put up another triple on the board. And they are on a roll now. Nicely done to Kazuma. Almualin is in. Like I said, Electros has to cut into the lead right here. Otherwise, Navi's going to be running away with this match. We're going to start off with the Royal Champion from the top side of the base. We're going back to the Root Riders. It's going to be a small charge, a couple of invis here, trying to get through. Oh, but she goes up to the top. I don't think that was the plan. He wanted her to go through the expo and the scatter shot. She's going a little bit off track here. He's out of invis. He's going to go with the recall. Not an ideal start. He does get a little bit of a funnel set. Here we go. Got the Ice Golem, King, Queen moving in on that top right side. Wall break, log launcher. All right. Skelly spell for a little bit of distracting here. We got the Prince. We got the Monolith distracted for a little bit. Now that Prince is hitting the King, taking him down very quickly. Pops ability and just instantly dies. Goes down to Phoenix, so at least he's alive for a little bit longer. And here we go, the Root Riders on the bottom right side of the base. Got the Royal Champion back in the mix. We got an Ice Golem down there to do a little tanking, freeze some things up. Root Riders pushing straight into the base, at least that's the idea. But right now, the Archer Tower is going to kind of lead them out. Pops the Warden's ability, keeps everything safe for a little bit as the tornado spins things around. This one's not looking super great, I'm going to be honest. Still has the Queen on the top side. She's going to work through these Ice Golems out of the defensive CC. Root Rider still moving through in the core. He still has a Town Hall alive on the back end. He still has a handful of spells to use and the Royal Champion's ability. So he should have enough to get through the Town Hall, but that King is going to be a little bit of a problem. There's a freeze. The Root Rider's onto the Town Hall. Okay, he should be able to get that down with no problem. Got air bombs going off. No big deal. Actually, it's nice to have those boos out in front of the healers tanking all these traps. Or whatever those white boogers are out of the Sneezy. So they're doing a good job helping to keep the healers alive. I think that's why people are running the Sneezy as much as they are. It's actually looking okay. The Royal Champion's low. The Root Riders are still moving through, though, and they're doing all the tanking they need to do here. The RC is going to grab the bomb tower on the top side of the base. She's going to get low. She goes down to the bomb tower. It's all up to the Warden and Sneezy. All right. And he's got a full health cannon to get through. I mean, the health isn't going to be an issue. Time's not going to be a problem but the damage is going to be a huge problem. And the Warden does go down, but that's just going to make Sneezy angry. It goes straight for the defense. Is Sneezy about to clutch this attack? 30 seconds to go. We'll see. Down goes the Ricochet Cannon. The Builder Hut's going to be the big issue. Got that full health storage to get through. Oh, the Sneezy, I forgot it targets defenses. It can go straight for the Builder Hut. 19 seconds, and I think Sneezy comes in with the save, and Electros get the triple that they desperately needed. Nicely done. So a defense here for Electros keeps things tied up on stars going into the last round of attacks. Or Na'Vi can get a triple and have a 1-star lead. See what happens. We are still sticking with the Root Riders. We've only had one non-Root Rider attack for this match so far. Get through the scatter shot, moving into the core. He's going to go with a recall, takes the Royal Champion out of the base. Queen from the top left side, and then the Root Rider straight into the Town Hall compartment. Playing it relatively safe here because obviously a 1-star would be a death sentence at this point. So neither team wants to do that. So we'll see Yatta going straight through the Town Hall. Got the King and the Siege Barracks and the Queen on the left side. They should be able to funnel the outside of the base here. Ricochet Cannon targeting the King. He's going down really fast. We have that Poison Tower tossed to the left. It's actually good because it keeps it off of the Root Riders here. We got a Poison over the CC because we do have the Furnace there, so we want to make sure that that's not going to do as much damage as it could. Down goes the Town Hall, everything pushing into the back end of the base. We still have an Overgrowth to use and a couple of hero abilities, plus a handful of other spells too. Just being patient with it. Valkyries and the Hog Riders out of the CC. Alright, they'll help on the left side, do a little cleanup. We still have the Queen over there. Like I said, she still has ability. Gonna drop the Invis, keep her alive for a little bit longer, get through the scatter shot. Root Riders get through the core of the base. We got that Overgrowth on the back end, covering up some of these defenses. Freeze for the Ricochet Cannon. That Prince goes straight for the Fox, though. Down goes the Fox. That's unfortunate. Man, that Prince had 200 IQ on defense. Down goes the RC. Oh, this one's starting to fizzle just a little bit here for Yatta. The Root Riders are still moving through. Queen's still making her way in. Alright, we got that Baby Dragon on the right side that could potentially take down the Ricochet Cannon. If that goes down, that'll help out quite a bit, but we need this Queen to stay alive. That Cannon is locked onto the Giant from the Queen's ability. That helps out a ton. Down goes the air defense, so the Baby Dragon, well, that multi-archer tower is going to be an issue for that. It's going to get the camp, but this one is going to fizzle. It's going to be a defense for Team Electros, and we're going to be all tied up on stars going into the last round of attacks. Nice try to Yatta. It is indeed going to be... Actually, Team Electros have the lead on percentage, so the percentage lead shifted, which means if El Tano can triple here, they move forward and Na'Vi goes home. So there's a lot on the line for this attack right here. This is for all the beans. Let's see. Royal Champion from the top side of the base. We got the Yeti up there as well. First Invis down for the Royal Champion as she makes her way into that 12 o'clock compartment. She's going to push her way to that scatter shot. Alright. Next Invis, perfect. Expo drop, scatter shot next in line. It's going to drop a couple of Invis on that right side. Pop her ability, send her to the gear tower. And she goes back up to the top left side for the multi-archer tower. He's going to recall her after that. She's going to go for another Tesla. Does have one more Invis if he wants to use it here. Oh, he went with the recall. Okay, I thought he missed her there for a second. That was a little bit close. She was right on the edge of that recall spell. That would have been a huge mistake, but luckily he was able to get her in. Now we got the Queen, we got the Root Riders, we got the Barrel of Monkeys Siege Machine making its way in. Alright, Queen will work down towards 6 o'clock, at least hopefully. Actually, looks like she might go in with the rest of the army. But he still is the King. He's going to put him on the outside. That's going to finish up the funnel. So King will head down towards 6 o'clock as everything else moves into the core of the base. Warden's ability going off, keeping everything safe and protected. Get it all healed back up. We got Ice Golems on the top right side. We have that Furnace out of the Clan Castle. He has not poisoned it. So it's going to get a little extra damage in. Everything is kind of starting to split up a little bit. We got most of the stuff going down towards the bottom. We had a few things in the core, but it looks like they've all gone down at this point. We still have the Furnace alive in the core as well, so it's going to continue to trickle in the Fire Mites and do a little bit of damage here. Alright, well, that Boo from the Sneezy is trying to get some damage onto it. Gets a few shots in. RC makes her way to the Town Hall. Tornado spins around. Gigabomb going off. Town Hall shots continuing to rain in. All this poison slowing everything down quite a bit. The Fire Mites still coming out. That Furnace is about to go down, but it's gotten a lot of shots in on defense. The healers are about to go down to the poison damage. There they go. The fire spitter's going to get a lot of damage in. We got a freeze we can use, but everything is fading out. This is not looking good for El Tano. And the percentage, well, the percentage is going to be decent, but I don't believe he's got enough to get through for the triple. He still has the Prince on defense, Ricochet Cannon, double multi Inferno Tower, fire spitter. Just so many defenses left. I didn't even notice the RC still up there, so this is definitely going to fall just a bit short. I mean, he does still have 2 hero abilities left, but I mean, I'd be surprised if that's enough. The Queen did pop her ability. There's the King's ability. Spiky Ball bouncing around. There's the Prince popping off. There's that multi-Inferno getting some damage onto all these little troops. Alright. It's going to be good percentage, but I still don't think it's enough. Queen's beating a wall, or she will be. She's going to go down anyway. And there we go. Man, this is so close. This was almost enough. I think it's going to be enough, though, to where Na'Vi still have to triple to take the win, and that's going to be a lot of pressure. That's going to be tough to do. Here we go. Last attack of the match. Na'Vi have to triple this attack, or they are going home. So lots of pressure on Stars right now as the Royal Champion makes her way into the base. Get her through the Expo. Alright. Moving up towards the top side. Get through the multi-archer tower. Get through the builder hut. You have that Tesla, or not the Tesla, the monolith there. We'll see if she's going to have enough to get through that. I think that's going to be the goal. There's one invis. He's got one more after that he can use. And then he'll probably recall her after that. There we go. Gets through the monolith. Keep that fox alive with a recall. There we go. Perfectly done. We got the Root Rider straight in from the bottom. That Ice Golem hits a Spring Trap right away, so it's going to freeze some things up for a moment. Same thing on the other side. Man, these Ice Golems, they're just getting tossed around. That's 30 housing space just straight out the window. That's unfortunate. Warden's ability going off. Everything moving in with the Rage spell. The Town Hall will go down shortly. And, of course, we've got the Ice Golems on defense. He does have the Poison. Or does he have a Poison? I'm not actually sure. Did he already use the Poison? I don't see it. In any case, we've got the Furnace still in the core of the base without a Poison, so it's going to potentially get some more damage in, but we got everything moving in as well, so something should get in there and take it out. Got that Queen on the right side. We got both these Fire Spitters just firing away. The Poison on the left slowing everything down. Alright, finally that Fire Spitter's out of the way. Another Invis on the right side for the Royal Champion as she pops her Rocket Spear. Get that multi-Inferno Tower out of the core. We still have a couple of freezes and a Rage, and the Queen's ability in the bag. But he still has quite a bit to get through at this point. There's a freeze on the back end. Freeze up the Ricochet Cannon, the Scatter Shot. Trying to get through these defenses. I really wish we'd stop checking hero equipment in the middle of the attack. But there we go. Gets through the Scatter Shot. Gets through the multi-archer tower. Alright. We still have a lot of troops on the left side with the Queen. Everything else on the right side is going down. Pops the Queen's ability. Drops in a Rage for her to help push her through. Gets through that cannon very quickly. Healers are getting boosted so she can get a lot of healing. It's not looking too bad. He's got a couple of super barbs in the bag for cleanup. He just has to get through the Tesla farm on the backside. Down goes the enemy Royal Champion. And that Giant helps get through the wall quickly. The Queen can reach everything. The only other issue is obviously going to be time. I think he's got enough power. He still has an Ice Golem on the outside too. I think he's got it. It's looking good here for Mr. Stars. The defenses are dropping. The buildings are going down. We got a boo over on the storage on the right side. Gets through the other storages, gets through the bomb tower, and this is going to be a triple and a victory for Na'Vi, and Team Electros are going home with another 12-star performance for them, but Na'Vi able to put up 13. And there we have it, an incredible matchup between these two teams, and if you guys want to see more Clash of Clans content, I recommend checking out this video right here.